With the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning British monarch of all time, mass media around the world has been pumping sorrow and grief, but the media has also paid attention that some countries have avoided official comments and condolences. Hello everyone, I'm Shafi. Welcome to the new episode of Polit Affairs. Why Iranians are indifferent to the death of the British Queen. I saw many news outlets and newspapers were writing that the Iranian government, unlike Russia and China, has been silent and that society also does not care. Well, here is my question. First of all, why should the Iranian society care for the death of the British Queen? In addition, Iranians have seen enough of Her Majesty in the last 7 decades. I believe she was a good queen for Britain, as she was able to maintain this country as an influential power. So if I was a Brit, I could respect her, but as an Iranian, I have not seen anything but tragedies from her actions. Okay, now I'm going to briefly talk about what disasters she brought for the Iranian society since the first year of her rule, and then you could draw conclusions for yourself. First of all, Iranians have a dark picture of the British colonialism. They fought British occupying forces for centuries. They became the main prey in the great game between Britain and Russia. They saw how Britain took away Afghanistan and Bahrain from their soil. They saw how Britain tried to change Iranian cultural influence in India and Pakistan. They saw how Britain dropped borders against Iranian interests after the World War I in the Middle East, and how Britain occupied their country alongside Russia during the World War II. Iranians have seen many tragedies against themselves originating from the Great Britain, but still, the last queen also had her own plans for Iran. At the time, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor was born in London on April 21, 1926. Iran was ruled by Reza Shah Pahlavi, the first of the Pahlavi dynasty. By the time she died at her castle in Scotland after 70 years on the throne, Iran has been ruled by Islamic Revolution for 44 years. When Queen Elizabeth ascended the throne on February 6, 1952, the most notable recent development in Iran-UK relations was that Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh had nationalized Iranian oil industry the year before. This had brought back memories of the British occupation of the southern Iran during World War II and the dethronement of Reza Shah by the Allies in September 1941. Iran's oil industry had been controlled by the Anglo-Persian oil companies since the early 20th century, and Britain petitioned against its nationalization to the International Court of Justice in Hague. To the surprise of observers, judges rejected Britain's complaint and voted in favor of Iran. A year later, a surprising development took place that is still fresh in the minds of Iranians today: the bloody coup detat of 1953 against Mohammad Mossadegh, engineered by the British and the US. Mossadegh was not probably the best prime minister Iran had, but he initiated the first democratic government of Iran and was overthrown by the Queen against Iran's interest and will of the people. Now, those who are against Islamic Republic nowadays should understand that if the government of Mossadegh could go on and Iran could have its own democracy, then there was no need for a bloody revolution. There are strong evidence that she was personally behind the coup d'etat, but she was not faithful even to her friend, the last Shah of Iran. Iran's royal family had some places in Britain and could stay there after they left Iran. Britain once again stabbed at the heart of Iran's royal family and did not allow the Shah or his family to travel to Britain after the revolution. This decision brought back memories of the Reza Shah's forced abdication in 1941 and his exile, which was again carried out by Britain. The next bad memory Iranians have is related to their 8-year war with Iraq. Saddam Hussein, which was then a close friend of Britain and the United States, decided to invade Iran with their support. During this long bloody war, hundreds of thousands of Iranians were killed. Britain not only supported Saddam in their political stances, but even provided lethal weapons for him to kill Iranians, like United States, Germany, and Soviet Union. Then Saddam suddenly became their own enemy, and you remember what they did to him. These were the main memories Iranians have from the late queen. She also had not a very friendly attitude regarding many other nations and countries, but still, the media does its job. What do you think about it? I'll be glad to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out other videos on my channel, also to subscribe and also to share your opinion.